Welcome back to Investing Talk Podcast. Today for you, we're focusing on Antero Midstream Corporation. You shared some information on this company, and our goal is to really understand if this blend of stable contracts and high yield outweighs the significant debt and reliance on a single partner. Let's dig into the details to help you form your own informed opinion.
Okay. Antero Midstream, ticker AM, operates primarily in the Appalachian Basin. Think of it like the essential, logistics network for the oil and gas industry.
The infrastructure part.
Right, the pipelines, processing plants, storage facilities, getting the raw materials from point A to point B. What's interesting is their focus on this midstream sector, so handling natural gas gathering, compression, processing, and even fractionation.
Fractionation, that's splitting out the valuable liquids, right, like propane.
Exactly. Separating components like propane and butane into usable products. And their other main area is water handling, delivering and storing fresh water, which is crucial for fracking operations.
So they're basically the plumbing and processing hub for natural gas in that region. One thing that really stands out is, well, how closely tied they are to Antero Resources. It seems like their businesses are deeply intertwined.
That's a crucial observation. If we connect this to the bigger picture,
Yeah.
Antero Midstream provides these integrated services specifically to Antero Resources under long-term contracts.
So most eggs in one basket, potentially.
Well, it definitely offers a degree of revenue predictability, which is good. But yes, it also introduces a concentration risk for you to consider. Their financial health is significantly influenced by the performance and operational decisions of just one major customer.
Makes sense. It's a double-edged sword, really. Offers stability, but also inherent risk. Now, looking at how the stock has been performing, it's been relatively steady, hovering around $17.90 over the past month. But the last year, that's more interesting.
Yeah, what's noteworthy for you is this outperformance. Over the past year, Antero Midstream stock has gained nearly 27%.
Wow, 27%.
Right, while the broader U.S. integrated oil and gas sub-industry actually saw a decline. So that suggests there might be specific factors driving investor interest in AM, despite the sector's overall weaker performance.
However, the most recent data shows a slight dip, doesn't it? Down about 2.38% to $18.02. Any thoughts on what might be behind that recent little downward movement?
Well, several factors could be at play. Shifting market sentiment within the energy sector, maybe some profit-taking by investors after that strong run, or even just anticipation, nervousness perhaps, ahead of their upcoming earnings report. We'll need to monitor the news and market trends to get a clearer picture of the specific drivers.
Okay, let's pivot to their financial health. The 2024 numbers, they look positive on the surface. Revenue up, net income up, earnings per share at $0.83. But there's a big number on their balance sheet that I think is really important for you to note.
You're likely referring to the long-term debt, right? $3.12 billion.
Exactly, and particularly when you see there's no reported cash and cash equivalents alongside it.
Yeah, that definitely raises an important question for you about their financial flexibility. How might this level of debt impact their ability to, say, respond to market changes, or pursue growth opportunities, or even just weather a potential economic downturn? It limits options.
It certainly can. High debt can definitely limit options. But it's not all concerning news, is it? There must be some financial strengths to balance that out.
Absolutely. One of their key strengths, like we touched on, is that stable revenue model. It's underpinned by those long-term fee-based contracts with Antero Resources.
Predictable income stream.
Exactly. Predictable and recurring. Furthermore, their dividend yield is quite attractive, actually, over 5%, which is higher than the industry average.
Okay, that's interesting.
What's particularly noteworthy for you, I think, is how they're balancing this attractive payout with such a significant debt burden. It suggests they're either highly confident in future cash flows, presumably from Antero Resources, or potentially prioritizing shareholder returns in the short term.
Which could have longer-term implications for that financial flexibility we mentioned.
Precisely. It's a key area to watch in their upcoming earnings. Interestingly, though, they still generated a substantial $250 million in free cash flow after paying those dividends in 2024.
That free cash flow is definitely a positive sign, especially with that high dividend and debt level. It does prompt the question of long-term sustainability, though, doesn't it?
It does indeed. That's a critical aspect for you to consider as an investor. While a high dividend is appealing, you've got to assess whether the company can consistently maintain those payouts while effectively managing its debt over the long haul.
Now let's consider what the market thinks. Analyst ratings currently suggesting a hold, right, with a price target below the current trading price. What insights can we draw from that?
Well, that gap between the current market price and the analyst's target price
Huh.
indicates a degree of caution, maybe uncertainty, among those financial
Hmm.
analysts. It could suggest they believe the current valuation doesn't fully account for potential risks, the debt, that concentration risk we talked about, or maybe other market factors. Public sentiment, though, seems generally more positive, probably driven by the stable business and that nice dividend yield.
But the concerns are still there.
Oh, definitely. As we've highlighted, those underlying concerns about debt and potential regulatory changes are definitely present in the broader investment community.
And how does Antero Midstream stack up against some of its competitors? We saw names like ArkRock, Matador Resources, Next Decade mentioned in the info you shared.
Right, so connecting this to the bigger picture for you, each of those competitors operates with a slightly different strategy. ArkRock, Matador, Next Decade.
Yeah.
They have buy or even strong buy ratings from one source, but
Mhm.
their business models are quite different.
How so?
Well, ArkRock focuses purely on natural gas compression, very direct infrastructure exposure. Matador Resources has upstream oil and gas production, which adds commodity price risk, but also potential upside. Next Decade is involved in LNG export projects, higher growth potential arguably, but also higher risk.
So Antero Midstream's model is more unique.
Their close integration with Antero Resources creates a unique risk and reward profile compared to these more independent or specialized players. When evaluating AM, it's important for you to weigh the specific pros and cons of their integrated model against the approaches of their competitors.
Got it. So staying informed about recent news and stock movements seems crucial. What types of announcements typically have the biggest impact on Antero Midstream stock price?
For you to watch, earnings reports are always big. They give updates on financial performance, future outlook. Those are significant catalysts. Any announcements about capital allocation plans, too. Dividend changes, share buybacks. Those will likely influence the stock. Operationally, news about infrastructure development, expanding pipelines, increasing compression capacity in the Appalachian Basin that can signal growth and boost investor confidence,
And maybe ESG factors too.
potentially. Their efforts on environmental, social, and governance initiatives through the Antero Foundation might attract certain investors who prioritize those factors. And that recent stock dip we discussed could be a reaction to any of these news types or just broader market trends.
Okay, let's touch briefly on the technical analysis side. We have some basic indicators mentioned, like moving averages and the relative strength index, RSI. How can these tools be helpful for someone looking at Antero Midstream?
Well, for you as an investor, these technical tools can offer potential insights into price trends, both short-term and long-term. The 50-day moving average helps track shorter-term momentum.
Right, the near-term trend.
And the 200-day moving average gives a broader sense of the longer-term direction. The RSI, that's a momentum indicator suggesting if a stock might be overbought or oversold.
Below 30 is oversold, above 70 is overbought, generally.
Generally speaking, yes.
Mm-hmm.
An RSI below 30 can sometimes indicate a potential short-term buying opportunity, while above 70 could suggest it's overbought and may be due for a correction. Now, even without the specific numbers right now, that hold strategy mentioned in the source likely reflects a situation where these indicators aren't giving strong buy or sell signals based on past price action.
So no clear technical push either way at the moment, perhaps?
Potentially. If, for example, you were to see the 50-day cross above the 200-day, that's often seen as bullish. Conversely, a drop in the RSI way below 30 might warrant a closer look for a potential bounce. But remember, these are just tools. You've got to consider them alongside the fundamental analysis we've been discussing, the debt, the contracts, the dividend.
Absolutely. Fundamentals first. Finally, looking ahead, what are some key things you think someone following Antero Midstream should really be keeping an eye on?
Okay, for your future monitoring, the next big event is their earnings report, scheduled for April 2025. That's crucial for updates on performance and outlook.
Mm-hmm.
It's also vital to track the development plans of Antero Resources. Their production volumes directly impact AM's service demand and revenue, remember.
Right, that close connection.
And keep an eye on any regulatory changes in the energy sector, especially anything impacting midstream operations. Plus, the usual suspects, fluctuations in natural gas prices and overall demand. Those macroeconomic factors can definitely influence their business. So for you, staying informed on these key areas is essential for understanding AM's future path.
So considering all the information you provided, we see a company with a stable revenue base and that attractive dividend. But on the other hand, there's considerable debt and that significant reliance on a single customer, Antero Resources.
A mixed bag, really.
Yeah. and the recent stock price decline, plus the analyst hold rating with a lower price target. It adds further elements to consider. Examining those technical indicators, the moving averages, the RSI with current data will be important for understanding potential short-term price movements.
It helps build the picture.
It really all leads to a critical question for you, the listener. How do these identified strengths and weaknesses align with your individual investment objectives and your personal tolerance for risk? That's something only you can answer.
Well said.
Thank you for bringing Antero Midstream to our attention. If you found this analysis helpful, please do subscribe, like, and leave a comment with any further questions or insights you might have. We'd love to hear from you.